Hey there, I'm Ronel Hernandez with Web3 TV, and I'm at the Blockdown Festival here in Portugal. Joining me here, we have Mark, the product lead at Hiro Wallet. How are you today?
Great, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to learn a little bit more about Hiro Wallet and what your mission is.
Yeah, Hiro Wallet aims to be the best Bitcoin wallet for Web3 on Bitcoin, which might sound to a lot of people to be an oxymoron, but the idea is that you can actually do a lot more with Bitcoin than most people can imagine. Web3, as we know, is mostly on other chains like Ethereum, Solana, etc. But we view Bitcoin as the most secure chain, the most long-term, the best place to place a long-term bet. If you build on Bitcoin, you have a higher level of security or confidence that in 10, 20 years from now, what you've built will actually stand the test of time. Traditionally, Bitcoin hasn't been very extensible, very functional. There's no smart contracts. But we actually think that there are opportunities to have Web3 enabling innovations on Bitcoin, such as ordinals, which we saw earlier this year.
So you're a fan of all this innovation, right? You're not a Bitcoin maxi. Okay.
I'm not anti-maxi, but I'm like, to that group, I'm like, I agree with many of your principles, except I think we can do more with the chain, because it's been a bit of an exclusive sort of philosophy as of late. And so, yeah, I'm very pro ordinals and pro layers on Bitcoin as well. Hero Wallet started off as a wallet for an L2 for Bitcoin. The whole idea of stacks is to be an L2 for Bitcoin. That's where we got our start. But we're looking to build on Bitcoin as an L1 and on L2s like stacks, really as just an extension of what you can do on Bitcoin, because our mission is really Bitcoin centric, and we think that's the best place to be.
Okay, I see. And I know you were just up on stage as a panelist, so maybe you could share a little bit, some insights that you spoke about or heard while you were up there.
Yeah, well, I know the folks up there, so I've heard their points of view. But I think it's just a reminder that, in Bitcoin right now, well, think broadly. The economy right now, macroeconomically, it's kind of getting better, but it's still not doing great. Still a lot of uncertainty. Will there be a recession? Crypto kind of getting a little bit better, but still, it's a bear market. Within Bitcoin and with ordinals in particular, but also other technologies like stamps, which are very new.
Oh, I actually don't know about stamps. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Stamps are similar to ordinals.
Okay.
They're a technique for saving or storing all sorts of data on Bitcoin, on the actual chain, so that it's there forever. But it uses a different protocol, different approach than ordinals. So it's sort of a parallel effort, I'd say. And we've seen it around the same time frame this year, the last 6 months or so. And we've also witnessed really this sort of mini bull market inside of Bitcoin. I mean, the sort of usage, the engagement, the adoption of Bitcoin for Web3 purposes has been sort of bucking the trend in general with crypto. And we've been super excited working on this wallet and working with various projects and apps because there's been suddenly lots of people to build for and to build for quickly. I think listening to the other panelists is just sort of a reminder of that. Like, we're all in the same boat here. We've been sort of staying up, late nights working to meet what's really obvious demand, despite sort of the global picture.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with a lot of financial institutional giants coming in, applying for Bitcoin ETFs, that has also, like you said, signaled the mini Bitcoin bull run. What do you think about that and all these? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general bear markets, we see folks coming back to Bitcoin, right? In bull markets in crypto, people get a bit sort of, they're more exploratory. They're going off into other chains that have nothing to do with Bitcoin, and yeah, that's great because it's very innovative. People are open to new things. In bear markets, people kind of come back to what's relatively secure and known to have stood the test of time. And Bitcoin's been around now for a decade and a half, and people know it works. And that's not the case with other chains. And so I think we see that with users, investors, big institutions as well. There's more movements on the Bitcoin front than others.
So what would you like to see maybe within the next year happening in the Bitcoin community with all these innovations? Like, what's the next thing that you hope happens?
Well, I think the big thing that there's a lot of stuff to work on, technologically, product-wise, etc. I think we're all hoping for an extended sort of cultural change inside of Bitcoin. Folks like myself, we're sort of on the fringes of Bitcoin culture in the sense of saying, we can do a lot more with Bitcoin. We almost kind of believe in the potential at a greater scale than a lot of other people in Bitcoin. Yes, we believe in the sort of monetary foundations that it has. That's not up for grabs, or that's not questionable or questions. But we think we can do more. And I think we'd like folks to start thinking that way, and culturally for the culture of Bitcoin to come around more to not treating these sorts of things as dangerous for Bitcoin or not worthy of attention, but actually an amazing contribution to what Bitcoin can do. So that a year from now, I don't have to sort of stand up here and say, wait, this is another thing you can do with Bitcoin. People they know it. This is sort of an obvious fact for people.
And what can we expect from Hiro Wallet within the near future?
Well, a lot. I think we're sort of putting down the tracks as we go here, as the train's rolling. Both on the ordinals front, stamps front, also with stacks, because if the thesis is true and things really take off as far as adoption, Bitcoin will need L2s, and stacks is the one that we think is the most prepared to service the Bitcoin community. And so we have usability improvements as far as making ordinals a lot more easy to use. So there's no familiarity with the sort of technical aspects of Bitcoin needed. We need to do a lot more to work with app developers to make sure that the sorts of APIs that we provide are just to their liking and provide the right experiences for their users. And on the L2 side, there's a lot to do just to make sure that as people move between L1 and L2, between Bitcoin and things like stacks, that it's very seamless, so that there's not this sense of I'm going off into a totally different world here and I don't trust it. It has to be very one-click, and it has to be truly as secure as on L1.
Yeah, no, easy UI is really a game changer. All right, well, thank you so much for your time today.
Appreciate it.